Ever slept inside a giant potato? Or how about spending the night in a UFO docked right in the middle of a New Mexico desert? No, this isn't sci-fi. These are real places you can book tonight. Welcome to a side of America you never knew existed, where Airbnb hosts across the country have thrown the rule book out the window and invited guests to experience lodging as strange and fascinating as America itself. Buckle up, because today on Factual America, we're diving headfirst into the weirdest Airbnb stays across the United States, places you simply have to see to believe. Hey y'all, and welcome back to Factual America, the channel that uncovers the most jaw-dropping, fascinating corners of our country. If you're tired of cookie-cutter hotels and boring motels, today's video is your golden ticket. We're counting down Airbnb listings that don't just offer a place to sleep, but a full-blown adventure. Each spot is a story waiting to happen. So, if you've ever wondered just how creative, quirky, and downright odd American ingenuity can get, stick around, because I guarantee by the end, you'll be reconsidering that next hotel booking. Let's get right into it. Starting off with one of the absolute icons of unusual American accommodation, the Big Idaho Potato Hotel just outside Boise. That's right, a 6-ton potato, 28 feet long, made from concrete, steel, and plaster. Originally, this giant tuba traveled around the country on a flatbed for the Idaho Potato Commission, until one clever visionary turned it into a one-room Airbnb. Inside, it's surprisingly chic. Plush beds, stylish lighting, air conditioning, and even a giant cow-shaped silo next door that houses your bathroom. It blends farm fun with urban comfort, and staying here will raise some eyebrows back home. But if you think that's wild, let's head east. Our second stop is in Topanga Canyon, California, a UFO that landed and never left. The Futuro House is one of fewer than 100 ever built, straight out of the 1960s space-age optimism. Climb the folding stairs and enter a capsule of bright orange plastic, with round windows overlooking California's rugged hills. Everything is curved, walls, beds, even the furniture. At night, you'll swear you're orbiting Mars. And yes, they keep the UFO theme alive with little details, glowing consoles, retro sci-fi books, and more. It's perfect for anyone who grew up watching the Jetsons or fantasizing about E.T. Now, let's get a little spooky. Up north in Bisbee, Arizona, stands the Haunted Brothel, an old mining era bordello, which by day is charming. But at night, let's just say, many guests have reported faint piano music when no one's playing, and cold gusts in empty rooms. If you're into ghost stories or the Old West, check in. Just don't be surprised if things get eerily quiet after midnight. Maybe you prefer something magical over haunted? Head to the forests of Lyons, Colorado, where you'll find the Hobbit House. It's not just themed, it's a bona fide underground home, nestled into a hillside with a round wooden door, mossy stonework, and even Gandalf's hat waiting for you on a stand. The attention to detail is mind-blowing. Stained glass, tiny round windows, curving archways everywhere. And the best part, the host actually built this with his own hands after falling in love with Tolkien's books. If you ever wanted to step into Middle-earth, this is about as close as you'll get. No passport required. On to something completely different. How about spending the night in a dog? I'm not kidding. In Cottonwood, Idaho, there's the Dog Bark Park Inn, a 30-foot-tall beagle lovingly known as Sweet Willie, who doubles as a roadside colossus and guest house. You enter through the side of the dog. Beds are in the snout, and every nook is stocked with dog-themed decor. Outside, there's an actual dog park, plus the owner's workshop. They're chainsaw artists who build all sorts of wooden dogs. It's a wacky slice of Americana that guarantees you'll never forget your stay, even if you're more of a cat person. Let's dial up the action. Down in Texas, you can sleep in an honest-to-goodness prison cell. The Cell Block in Clifton is a single-cell jail converted to a surprisingly stylish Airbnb. Think exposed brick, steel doors, and minimalistic comforts that still hint at its former life. You'll get a little shiver walking through the barred doorway at night, but with luxury bedding and a rooftop deck, your sentence couldn't be more enjoyable. Transitioning to something a touch more nature-loving, have you ever wanted to sleep under the sea? Well, you can't do that in America yet, but you can go about as close as legally possible in the Seashell House in Isla Mujeres, Florida, not technically underwater, but wrapped up in giant curving seashell architecture surrounded by water. This spot's for mermaid wannabes and seashell collectors alike. Let's zoom back out with a bang. Ever wanted to know what it feels like to be a tree-dwelling elf or a Tarzan in training? There's a jaw-dropping collection of tree houses all over the country, but some stand out. Try the Atlanta Alpaca Treehouse, nestled among bamboo, where you'll wake up with alpacas right outside your balcony. Or in Oregon, the Summit Prairie Lookout, a fire tower 40 feet off the ground in the middle of nowhere, where sunrise feels like your own private show from the clouds. But here's maybe the greatest wild card of all. In Hocking Hills, Ohio, someone turned a grain silo into a luxury loft, complete with spiral staircase, rooftop deck, and sweeping rural views. Talk about literal upcycling. What once stored feed for cows now hosts honeymooners and city escapees alike. Now, you might be thinking, are these people just crazy, or are they onto something? Here's the thing. These super weird Airbnbs aren't just about gimmicks. The people behind them took old things, brothels, potatoes, spaceships, even jail cells, and breathed new life into them, reimagining hospitality entirely American style, bold, creative, sometimes a bit wild, and always aiming for fun. If travel is about experiences, these definitely deliver. Before I reveal my personal pick for the most bizarre, let me know in the comments. If you could design your own wacky Airbnb, what would it be? Would you stay in a houseboat shaped like a rubber duck? Or maybe a submarine in the desert? Smash that like button if you're loving this wild ride, and don't forget to subscribe. We release new deep dives into American oddities every single week. So, which Airbnb tops my list? It's got to be the world-famous Clown Motel in Tonopah, Nevada. Technically a hotel, but it's Airbnb-able, and it's every bit as unsettling as you think. 100 clown statues greet you in the lobby, and every room is clown-themed. Next door, an old Wild West cemetery. It's both kitschy and, some say, cursed. Would you spend the night? America's weirdest Airbnbs aren't just lodgings. They're invitations to adventure, to laughter, to stories you'll tell for the rest of your life. So next time you're traveling, forget boring. Embrace the bizarre. Thanks for watching Factual America, where the truth is always stranger than fiction. Stay curious, stay adventurous, and I'll see you in the next video.